Today we're going to talk about why your top-load washing machine is not spinning. Over 90% of the time, it's either one of two things why your washing machine won't spin. Either your lid switch is faulty or your motor coupling's broke.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the motor coupling.
Hi, this is Tim with Handyman Hertz, and today I'm going to make you a little more handy. If your washing machine sounds like this during the spin cycle, then it's a motor coupling.
Okay, first thing, unplug your machine, and then you could turn off your water. Tilt your washer back, and then put something underneath it to stabilize it. I took off the shell. You don't have to, but it does make it easier, but make sure you watch my video on how to do it because it can be a bear. To the left is the water pump, and in the middle is the motor, and to the right is the transmission. And in between the motor and the transmission is the main motor coupling. This is my coupling, and you can see it's completely trashed. You should be able to move this freely by hand. Just make sure that the rubber piece in the middle and the two outside plastic pieces are moving as one piece.
So now we need to take off the pump. I'm going to take off this hose as well to get it out of the way, but you really don't need to. First up, take off these clips, and a screwdriver works good for them. To remove these clips, you just spin them and come out. And when you go to put them on, you go like so, and then they just clip on. Same as these black ones when we get to it. Now this whole assembly gets pulled off the shaft and out of the way. Now it's time to remove these screws. Mine are 5/16 inch, and I know a lot of them are also 1/4 inch. Now we remove the brackets, and I find it's best to use a screwdriver. Now when you take your last bracket off, just be careful because it could all come apart on you.
Okay, just lower down the motor now, and you'll need a screwdriver or a chisel in this case to pry off the other piece. And you can just pull the other piece off with your hand.
Okay, now that that's out, we can go ahead and clean it. So now it's time for your coupling assembly. As you can see, that shaft has notches right here and right here. So that's where you're going to want to align your notches here and here. Wiggle it back and forth and press it till it bottoms out. You may need to hammer it in, but just be really careful. Put your rubber piece in, it doesn't matter which way. Slide that on. Now you're going to want to make sure this side is at the 12 o'clock position, because when you have this on the motor shaft, you're going to want to align it and you can have some trouble. So now we're ready for this next piece. Give it a little tap. You can see that it's flush here. So we remember that the white paper was on the bottom. So this is our bottom, which means this now needs to go into the 12 o'clock position. Now lift your motor. Make sure it's at 12 o'clock one last time. Another thing to note are these 3 rubber bushings go into these 3 holes. This should have a stud, but I just broke it off, which isn't a big deal. But this goes in here. So you'll want to align these 3 holes with these here, as well as inserting those. And it's really as simple as that if everything's lined up.
Now just hold it in place, or else it might go like this. Oof.
If I've added any value to your life or saved you money, if you can help me out by subscribing and hitting the like button. Also, you could support my channel by clicking on an Amazon link below and buying anything on Amazon. I get a small kickback and it's no extra charge to you. Now we need to get our brackets. As you hold it with one hand, use this notched out area right here to get this notched in. Now your screws, nice and snug, they don't need to be too tight. Now we have to install the pump. I'm going to start by connecting this hose. Now we got to connect the shaft to the water pump. And you can spin this to make it however. Now there are some studs that go in here. Get them lined up on all 4. Now we can put our clips back on.
Well, I hope that wasn't too bad for you. I hope you feel empowered and confident to go into your next project and do something else that you didn't think you had the skills to do. So stay tuned. I've got a lot of great videos coming up in the future to make you a little more handy.